lovely viewers, this is your man Ajambi. You can always call me the Royal King. This is your man, the Royal King himself.
Royal King TV.
Welcome to the Royal King TV, and we are still on the Royal Tour in Ghana. Currently, we are in Agona Swedro. We've been interviewing a couple of people, and today, guess what? We are in my school where it all began, and we are fortunate to have with us a wonderful woman who used to be my senior, and I'm blessed to have her here. I don't know her position now. She's going to tell me her position. So, if today happened to be the first time you are listening to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and look down there, click on the notification button and share so that others will hear our story. I'll call you Ma. Ma, welcome to the Royal King TV.
Thank you very much.
Please, you tell our viewers and all of us about yourself and your current position in the school.
And so my name is PIESIE GOLDA AC ANDAM. PIESIE because SWESCO Secondary School happens to be the first trust school built by Kwame Nkrumah. And since we were the first, we call ourselves PIESIE, as in Abakan Yena Yidikan Woyen. So PIESIE GOLDA AC ANDAM. And once I am saying I'm a PIESIE, it should tell you that I happen to be an old student of SWESCO Secondary School. And by the grace of God, I happen to be the first old student to head SWESCO Secondary School. So at the moment, that is my position in the school.
Thank you very much, PIESIE GOLDA AC ANDAM. Thank you for a very nice introduction. All of us have experiences. For me, I have thousands of experiences that if I have to share, you're not going to live here. I want you to tell us a little life experience you had during school, after school.
And so, life experience, I would want to start from what happened here at SWESCO Secondary School. Originally, I completed O-level in 1993. And it happened that I failed maths. Math phobia. It is an math kakra. And truly, I failed. Now, when I failed mathematics, my mother, it's unfortunate that as we speak, she's late, but I wish she would have been here to see probably the outcome of that drastic decision that she took. So my mother went to town and then she came back. When she came, it was an information. It wasn't a discussion for me to give my opinion. All that she told me was that I've gone to see the headmaster. That time, Timothy Bengezi, and he has given admission back to school. At that time, schools had autonomy to admit, to sack, and what have you. And so, you are going back to school. So going back to school saying, I've even sent your uniform to be sewn. After all, your trunk, your chobos, your mattress, everything is there. Meaning that I was coming back to SWESCO Secondary School, where I completed, to come and sit in the same classroom with my juniors who were in Form 4 then. And honestly, it was tough. Weeping was, it's an understatement. And so what happened truly was that I had to come back to SWESCO Secondary School, sit in the same classroom with my juniors who were in Form 4. And so I remember what I used to do was that when I was going to the classroom, I would carry my results slip. And then I'll be telling the juniors who were now my mates that had it not been for mathematics, probably I could have furthered to another level or something. And eventually, I had to tell them my problem, especially in mathematics. And truly, I had some of them who now understood my plight, helped me through, and eventually we wrote with 1994 batch. And I was able to pass the mathematics. In fact, that time, I needed 6 per. And when the results came, I had 5. And I bet you, in fact, that day, I will never forget. Because now, I had the prerequisites to go to the next level. Now, during that time, looking at what they used to do to 6 formers, especially when you come to lower 6, the way you be, bullied in a form, and now looking at me, my mates then would be in upper 6, and I am coming to lower 6 for them to, harass me and what have you. I just decided to change direction. And of course, I also had an inspiration from a teacher who was here, Madam Agatha Harry Ricketts. People used to call her Miss Harry. Miss Harry. A lot of SWESCOians know her with Miss Harry. So she was my mentor, sort of. She inspired me. And so I told her I wanted to go to the Teachers Training College. And so she actually held me, and I had admission at Ola Training College. And so I went. In fact, that is why it happens that I have risen through the ranks quite early to become a head now. So I went to the training college whilst my mates were then in upper 6. Now, when we went to the training college, we went to meet mathematics there again. And so I told myself that looking at the experience that I had at SWESCO, where I had to repeat because of mathematics, I wasn't going to joke with it. Because at the training college too, those who have gone to the training college, we had part 1 examinations and then part 2 examinations. Now, if you failed in 2 or 3 papers in the part 1 examinations, you would be repeated. And although it was a girls' school, those who had to be repeated didn't take it easy. And knowing what I had gone through at SWESCO Secondary School, I didn't want a repetition. So when I went, I tried my best. And with the experience that I had at SWESCO, I didn't want it again. And so, in fact, late Mrs. Afo, she happens to be the sister of the late president at our Mills. She was our mathematics teacher. And so could you believe that at Ola Training College then, between 94 to 97, I was one of the best math students. So it tells you that if you are determined, it is you, the mindset that you have about something that would, at the end of the day, help you achieve whatever, of course, with God's help. And so we completed Training College. I went out to my station to teach for 2 years, and I had admission at Winneba University of Education. I went to read English language. And then over there too, when we went, they said we are supposed to do some mathematics and some science. I was just telling myself, so would maths follow me everywhere I go? And we happened to be the first batch of 4-year B.Ed students. So we were the first to be introduced to that maths and science, although we had our various areas that we were going to read. Hey, today to maths. Okay, why not? We'll form some study groups and then try and, So we had this friend who also completed FOSU Training College. And then we told him that we would want him to help us through some mathematics discussions and what have you, so that we will be able to pass that semester. And then he told us that he has a friend who is a better teacher. We remember that, conversation. That he has a friend who is a better teacher. And so he will introduce him to our group. There were about females, about 10 of us.
Okay. And so, sorry to cut you up. Before we continue that he had a friend who is a better teacher, I want us to go for a very short commercial break. Then when we come back, we continue. Welcome back to the Royal King TV. We are still on the Royal Tour, and currently I told you we are in my old school, Aguna Suyedo Secondary School in the central region of Ghana. And I have with me PIESIE, GOLDA, AC, ANDAM, who happens to be my senior, and we are blessed to have her as the headmistress of the very school that she and I completed. So I'm fortunate to have her. Ma, we got to where the teacher told you he had a friend who is a better math teacher to take care of you. Please, I want us to continue from there.
Okay. So, as I said, our friend told us that he has a friend who is a better teacher, and so he would introduce us to the group, and then we agreed. So the guy, he's called Michael. He handled us for the first semester. In fact, for our group, all of us passed. Some people were trailing the maths. Second semester too, we had to go through the same. The science wasn't a problem because science had to deal with reading and some few, terminologies. But the maths, the transformation thing, the mensuration, oh my God. And so he helped us through the first semester and then the second semester. And by the grace of God, after the first year, we were done with mathematics and we were going to concentrate with English programs, courses, and some of us were so happy. And then it happened that this guy who took us through maths, we had completed. And then he came in with a proposal. And my friends were saying that, hey, Golda, whether you like it or not, you are going to accept this proposal. Someone who has helped us through our maths course and we have passed. No. So this proposal, whether you like it or not, you are going to accept it. And truly, I happen to marry him.
Oh my goodness. I was confused. Why is she taking us to maybe a proposal for you to become a math teacher? That's what I was thinking.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It was a proposal. And for me, I thought that, we were friends. He had helped us through our maths and that was okay. And my friends were like, no. You are accepting this proposal. In fact, we will accept it for you, whether you like it or not.
Our father, wherever you are. But that's American.
In fact, so for me, my math phobia eventually at the university landed me in a relationship on campus that eventually led to marriage, and we've been married for 18 years and counting still. Yes, so from university I had the opportunity to come back to my roots. I came to in fact we had a 1-year internship at SWESCO School of Business, and then I went to Kwenyakon Secondary Technical for 1 year. In fact, that was where I got married, and then eventually I had to join my husband Michael, who is in Cape Coast. So I moved to Cape Coast St. Augustine's College, and then over there it was all boys affair, and you know boys, and at Augustine's very often the results system is 7 A's and a B, and then the B would be English. So I just told myself, I mean, what is it? The English language is not that same English that they used to read questions for their chemistry, questions for their accounting, and so it was a crusade on English over there. So students that I taught from 2004 to 2010, where I left to UCC for my master's program, they didn't have it easy with me, because I knew they could do it. They could easily get one in English, but the fact was that English, we don't learn English. English there, whatever it happens, you pass and all that. So during my time there, and a day from 2004 to 2010, those that I taught, I mean, I know there. And so this mistress that I spoke about, Miss Harry, the one who was helping me in school and all that, it happened that by the time I went to St. Augustine's, 2004, her first son, whom she had given birth to whilst we were in school, also came to Form 1 at Augustine's. So when the boy came, it was like his senior sister was there. And then she has 3 sons. In fact, all 3 of them came to Augustine's whilst I was there. But it was the 3rd one that I taught from Form 1 and then Form 2, in that order. And so eventually the 3rd boy had A1 in English. Yes, and so when the 3 brothers meet, you know, the 2nd boy, he is very fluent, very vocal. In fact, he MC programs and all that. And so sometimes he sits there and he says that, PIESIE, who is the 3rd one that I taught English, he would ask him, PIESIE, but now you're one man, Tassie, or Chada, in your A1, or Chada, it's a for channel man. Also, Darby, or yet a metabor for channel. Name mum say, Auntie GOLDA Chira Waza, Chibinya A1, Nazaman. And so that is why I had the A1 for her, just to have myself experiencing some peace. And so this is to tell you that even PIESIE, whom people knew to be a relative, back there in school, in the classroom, maybe some questions or whatever, he gives an answer, I expect him to give something better. My reactions and all that, he goes outside the classroom and then his friends will be asking, Charlie, but you know, you say, Madam GOLDA be your auntie. Then she will tell them, yeah, it be my auntie, but as for my auntie there, when it come school matter there, you know be auntie matter. So auntie matter there, that one be outside classroom things, and you know, so the boys knew me. That if I am handling you for English, you are not going to get any G-coded pass. I don't deserve that. You need to get something better for me. So at Augustine's, they knew me to be a very hardcore madam. That one there. Because I'll teach, I will assess, I will make sure you get it right and all this. So
I will teach, I will assess.
Yes.
I will make sure
you get it right.
You get it right.
Sure.
I will teach, I will assess, I will make sure you get it right. That is what Auntie GOLDA is telling all of us out there to recognize SWESCO because she's here. Without cutting you, Auntie GOLDA, let's come with the challenges. The challenges so far. I mean, like challenges in just a little bit in school. Is there any time that you felt intimidated to quit school, to change class, to change because of the way some of your colleagues sees you, because student?
Sure.
And some of the challenges in your current position.
Okay. So with the challenges whilst in school, in fact, I think that the biggest of the challenges was when I had to come and repeat Form 5.
Okay.
Seriously, it was hell. In fact, that day when I had to start, I felt like the ground should just break up and swallow me, and then that would be the end. But of course, I could see that wasn't what God had destined for me. So that was my greatest challenge in SWESCO. But now I think that probably God was preparing me. And so as I am back, I mean, I really am in charge of the school. I know whatever happens. I know everywhere. I know whatever it is. Now, talking about challenges currently, the students themselves, you realize that we have a lot of them who are not really focusing on their education. There are a lot of them who are in school here. They are just into some, fun, the social setting and all that. It's as if they haven't got any, vision ahead of them. No, it's as if for some of them, it's as if the future is here. And it is what you put ahead of you that gives you the motivation to work towards getting it. But you realize that a lot of them do not have that. I don't know whether because now all of them have to enter. I can't tell, because of the free SHS. And so you have a lot of people entering that probably before then they wouldn't have entered, either because of their grades or depending on some circumstances they wouldn't have entered or something. And so it is a very big challenge when it comes to the students. Most of them are not for the academics. They are rather for other things apart from the academic. But of course, that is why we are here. And so, like I said, for me, they know what I stand for. And more so, looking at where I came from. Eventually I went to Wesley Girls and I was the assistant headmistress administration. So when it comes to good practices with regard to academic work, it is out there at Wesley Girls. But remember, we have a different setting here. We have boys, we have girls. Over there, we have girls alone. And sometimes when it comes to girls, when you give them instructions, you have majority of them following just as you said. But in my setting here, we have boys. We have girls who are not into or not ready for the academic work. Can you imagine students wishing to, go on some form of rampage because they think there's too much prep? It happened during my era. When I came initially, it was COVID time. There was no visiting. We were not supposed to do entertainment. There was virtually nothing. Then the students wished that on weekends, so Saturday in the morning, they will just be around. They go for breakfast. They will still be around. They go for lunch. And then I said, no, we cannot misuse time. So we need to reclaim our time.
Very good. We cannot misuse time, so we need to reclaim our time. We pause for a while and go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we continue.
This is your man, the Royal King himself.
Royal King TV.
Welcome back to this program. We are still with Miss, or should I call you Mrs. or Miss?
I use the Miss because I haven't gazetted my bridal name.
Oh, okay.
And so G is, they don't know me as Mrs.
Very good.
They know me as Miss GOLDA.
Okay. So we are still with, all right, we are still with the head mistress of the school, Miss GOLDA AC ANDAM. So coming like from this experience and the student not being serious, what word do you have for them?
Okay. So for me, just as I told you, I have told them that we need to reclaim our time. And the future is not here. The future is out there. And you need some kind of qualification from here to move to the next level. And so they also have been told severally that they stand a better chance because they have better opportunities.
Technology.
Sure. You see, when we come into technology, they are just misusing it here. With the issue of phones, it is not allowed. Because when they bring the phones, it is pornography that they used to watch. They converse during midnight. So they come to the classrooms and sleep. And so for us, as heads of institutions, we will never okay the use of phones in school. Because, yes, technology, we wish that they would have used it positively. But I can bet you that over 80% of them, when they have the phones, they will never use it for any academic, essence, benefits or whatever. They just use it for the social media. You have some students even, twerking whatever in the dormitories and putting it on social media. Is that the essence of bringing the phone and what have you? Yes. So for me, they know what I stand for. We are reclaiming time. And so as for the prep in there, prep, left, right, center, but wherever, whatever opportunity that we have, you definitely have to use the time judiciously. And that is prep. And then again, we are also encouraging them by bringing on board old students. In fact, last year, we had old students from UCC. Lecturers, final year students, master's students, what have you. They all came, organized a career guidance counseling session for them. In fact, they really planned it so well. And as we speak, all students at Tech are preparing seriously. They are coming by the last week of July. And then when they come to, they would also come and have a, career counseling program for them. They would bring, run 6 programs out of the 7. So we do business, general arts, visual arts, home economics, agri science, and then the 6th one, I don't know what I've mentioned, agri or visual arts. Yes, so we run 6 of them. And like I said, they are planning to come with resource persons for each of the programs so they would know the prospects for each of the programs. We've been doing it for them, but when you have old students coming in, yes, and then again, I would also want to mention senior, he's in 1985 year group, senior Ata Mensa, some men's, we all know him. He has also been organizing, some seminars for them on counseling and what have you. And so all those put together, during our time, we didn't have a lot of people coming to inspire us like now. Now, the opportunities are there. Aside that, you have corporate bodies, you have groups, individuals writing officially to the school. They want to meet the students. So normally, we have such sessions after school. And then they come, tell them the opportunities out there, even for girls and all that. So we are still on them, especially those who seem not to know why they are here. We really are on them.
We are still on them. I'm beginning to feel very, very attached to this very program.
that the old students are getting involved to advise these young ones. I wish I'll get the opportunity to probably launch the documentary here in this very school and tell them my story, how hard I used to be and how stubborn I used to be. It never helped me.
Ma, your advice to those who have failed the exams and have been given another opportunity to come back to reclaim their position in the society.
All right. So it happens that these days, when people have the opportunity to go into some remedial lessons or something, some don't want to take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. I remember way back in Cape Coast, I had this family friend and her daughter completed Ghana National. And just like me during my days, she failed mathematics. And for her, the girl, she wanted her mother to get a teacher who would come home to teach her. The mother couldn't afford the money that had to be paid, and so was encouraging her to go to the workers' college at that time to seek for the remedial lessons. And the girl was just adamant she wasn't ready for that, and that people would see her that she failed math. And somehow the mother had a conversation with me. I said, "What are you telling me? Invite the girl, tell her to come and see me." Mm-hmm. And so when she came, I asked her one question. Mm-hmm. I said, if you are asked to go to Ghana National, mm-hmm, to go and repeat Form 3 there, mm-hmm, can you do it? Hey, Auntie Golda, how can I do that? Hey, no. My friends will teach me. I said, yes. It has been done before. I
did it before.
Did it. It was not easy. Mm-hmm. But of course, taking that opportunity, mm-hmm, this is where I find myself. At that time, I was teaching at St. Augustine's. And so I told her that you need to be compassionate. Your mother cannot afford that one-on-one.
Yeah.
But she's still giving you an opportunity to go to the workers' college. Mm-hmm. And so, if you are abandoning this one too, what do you want your mother to do? And what do you want to do for yourself? And so, grab this opportunity and then go. Be serious with it. And I believe that at the end of the day, you should be successful. Truly, she went for the remedial lessons at the workers' college. She was able to pass her mathematics. She feathered. She's now a professional nurse. That is it. And so, every opportunity that you have, you need to make good use of it. Mm-hmm. Because you might not be still lucky. Mm-hmm. And so we need to humble ourselves. Mm-hmm. When you fail, that is not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. Take the next opportunity that probably awaits you. Stand on your grounds, be determined, and definitely you should improve yourself or be successful. So mm-hmm, to all those out there who have challenges, mm-hmm, all those out there who have challenges, mm-hmm, remember that you need to take that bold decision, mm-hmm, to want to pursue. And I believe with the help of God, that is abundant for everybody. You should all be doing something better.
Thank you very much, Ma. And I will ask you your very last word for those who want to come to SWESCO. Okay, for those who are already here and those who want to come to SWESCO and the parents who want to bring their kids to SWESCO, what they should expect.
Okay. All right. So for the kids who are here, we've already been telling them that you need to take advantage of all the opportunities laid before you. And so we are hoping that they would actually go by what we have said. Now, for those who want to come here, all that we would ask is that they should learn, they should read, they should ensure that they have good grades in order to come and add on to whatever it is that we have here. Parents who want their kids to come to Swedre Secondary School should also be in a position to assist the kids. Although we are in a free SHS era, you still need to be supportive of your kid. You can't give that away to chance. And so for such parents, we would also want to encourage them. And with this opportunity for me, I think I would want to talk about one biggest challenge of the school. In fact, as we speak, we are more than 4,000 students. Although we have day students, we have boarders, but the boarders are in the majority. But when it comes to staff who stay on campus, it is woefully inadequate. And so we have the full complement of staff, all right. So they come to handle the students during classes hours. And then after school, they have to leave. In fact, of over 3,000 boarders, teachers staying on campus are not even up to 40. We are around 36, 37. Woefully inadequate. And so we are throwing this out there. In fact, I would want to commend old students. They are really supporting. We would want to commend some parents who are also supporting. But our biggest challenge is that if there is someone out there, if there's a group out there, the old students, any philanthropist who hears of SWESCO Secondary School. In fact, this is a plight such that the board of governors of the school has given this opportunity that anyone, any group that is able to provide a 2-bedroom or more accommodation for a teacher or more will be allowed to be named after the building that he or she or a group puts up. So this is an opportunity for anybody who hears this documentary or whatever. If you have your funds, and as we speak, with $20,000, you should be able to put up a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, and you would be privileged to have your name on the structure. So if you happen to be Ajwa Mansa, so we can have something like Ajwa Mansa Bungalow at SWESCO Secondary School. This is an opportunity the Board of Governors has given to anybody out there who can come and support. And we believe that if we have more staff on campus, supervision will be fine, monitoring will be better, and at the end of the day, I believe that our academics will definitely improve, discipline will improve when it comes to moral issues and other things. And then, of course, SWESCO Secondary School will be soaring very high. So I think that is what I would say. And I also am very happy that you have given the school this opportunity. You have actually put us in the limelight, and we are so grateful. Semper cum optimus, always with the best.
Semper cum optimus, always with the best. Thank you very much, Ma, for giving us this opportunity to talk with you. And I believe that your experience, your life experience that you've shared with all of us and the people out there will motivate others to not to lose hope, to keep up, keep on fighting, and hopefully, and by the grace of God, they will also get to where they dream of being. And you are still on the Royal King TV, and this is the Royal King. You can always call me Ajambi. Thank you for your time. Sign out. Wonderful gentleman and a lady here we want to talk to, so they will introduce themselves before the question comes.
Right. Okay, please, Lord Togla Samuel, the head boys prefect, the main head boys prefect.
I'm Bridget Boydi Wabosi, the main head girls prefect.
His Lordship Bonnie Kweku Amos, the special aid of SWESCO.
His Lordship, welcome to the Royal King TV. I have just one or two questions for all of you. Since you are the prefect, you are helping the head mistress and the entire staff to control the students and to ensure the school runs very smoothly. What are some of the challenges that you are facing as the head prefect?
Okay, thank you, sir. For now, we are not facing any big challenge. I mean, most of the challenge is coming from our colleagues, you know, the Form 3s, because you have the same form, and then some are even older than us, because we can't just do anything because of position. And so sometimes when you face problem with recalcitrant students and stuff, what we do is just report them to the senior housemaster. Sometimes also report them to any authority to take hold of that. And we being students to sometimes dealing with the other students, instructing them, asking to do what is right is kind of difficult. Being the headmistress, and sometimes the authorities in the school try to direct them in a way. It's kind of difficult then. And so we the students also try, whenever we face such challenges, we just report them to the administration to help us with that.
As a prefect, do you feel pressured to improve your academics?
Okay, thank you for the question. Sometimes, of course, yes, I feel pressured because as a prefect, it's my responsibility to make sure that other students would get something good in the future. And so sometimes I have to sacrifice my preps that I would use to learn something for them to make sure that they get something better. Yeah, so sometimes I realize that what I have to learn has been piled up for me because I sacrifice most of my time that I'll use to learn on other students for their well-being. So of course, yes, I feel pressured to learn.
When you say you sacrifice your time, how do you sacrifice your time?
Okay, professorship is about commitment. Sometimes others will be in class, and then because of someone's recalcitrant behavior, you have to leave the class to come to the students DC and then deal with it. Yes, so because of that, we sacrifice our class. That is what I mean by sacrificing some of our time to learn. You sacrifice your class. Sometimes perhaps you have to make sure the whole school is quiet. And when you leave a block, as soon as you leave, they will start disturbing. So you would have to go back. And in that case, you are wasting time. That's wasting of time and then sacrificing of my studies, because I would have used it for something important if I didn't go there to ask them to keep quiet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. His Lordship, we come to you. Do you face any challenges, looking at your stature, do you face any challenges as a prefect or as His Lordship?
Thank you very much for the question. As for me personally, I'm facing a lot of challenges. And one of them is most of our colleagues, especially the Form 3s, they normally try their best to disobey my commands because they feel like, one, we are in the same class, two, they are older than me, and three, they normally think they are taller than me, so they think because of all these things, they can alterate my commands. And most of the Form 2s and the Form 1s, they normally do them in front of them, which makes them to emulate it.
All right. So all of you, the prefect, what are some of the measures, or I would say one or two measures that you put in place to ensure sanity in the school? I'll start from His Lordship.
Okay, the measures that we want to put in place are, one, we want to come together with the school cadets so that we make sure that together with them we can make sure everything on campus will be all right, and administration also being on our side, we can report all recalcitrant students to them so that the school will take a good share in the GES.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I come to you.
Okay, so before I answer this question, I want to say something. In SWESCO, we believe that a good school is not a school that produces only doctors and high people in the society, but a good school is a school that produces people with good morals. And so when a student does something, we don't hesitate to punish the student. And if we punish you and you think because we are students, as you, but we've been given extra responsibility, so you can disobey us. We forward it to the administration so that they will use the GES disciplinary code in action. Thank you.
Thank you. And the senior boys prefects.
Okay, so as our sister said, here we are trying to ensure, total discipline, not like discipline. Our headmistress brought an action that whenever students break bounds, so that we debordenize you as a student, and that thing is really helping. It has helped reduce the rate at which indiscipline was going on in the school. That is one of the measures that we've put in place. And then at first, I don't know, the old student may testify, checking. It was going on, but now with the new headmistress, through our administration, we've been able to, try to, shift the time. You see, normally after taking supper, supper before preps, there is 30 minutes, 1 hour range before 7. But now we start prep at 6:30. So right after supper, we move straight to classroom and then go and start prep. And so with that, it has also reduced some kind of indisciplined actions, like you see a boy and a girl in a classroom hiding somewhere, you see some people talking at a place, all that have been seen due to that, that new invention that mistress brought, and it also helps to check discipline in the school.
All right. Thank you very much. According to the girls' prefect, it says SWESCO is for good morals. SWESCO, we are for good morals. Sempercum Optimus, we are always with the best.
And don't forget to subscribe. Today happened to be the first time you are listening to this very channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And please look down there, click on the notification button and share so others will also hear our story. My name is Ajambi. You can always call me the Royal King. I'm out.